Last year I made the first working Spiderman brand new day web shooter. It had functional magazines, long range, and according to this guy, an Assassin's Creed hidden feature. But the reloading process was too lame and time consuming. So in this video, I'm attempting to make the world's first retractable brand new day web shooter before the actual movie even releases. Watch till the end because things definitely didn't go as expected. Before I could even start building the body, I had to make the template first. So I took the old Webshooter template and modified it to fit the battery, connector, button and the motor. I also improved the design of magazines. I don't know why I made the original design so boxy, because according to the trailer, the mags are actually round. Once I had the finished template, I stuck it on cardboard, which you can do yourself by grabbing the template from the description. But there is something really important about the type of cardboard I'm using right now. This is usually found in office or school folders, and it's made from multiple layers of paper. And when you apply super glue, the thin layers soak it up and the cardboard literally almost becomes like wood. This allows me to make cuts that are just 1 millimeter thick while still keeping them really sturdy. With that done, I cut out these 3 layers. For one of them, I also cut out the space for the magazines. Then on all 3 layers, I cut out this H-shaped pattern. Once that was done, I hardened the cardboard with super glue. After that, I cut each layer into multiple pieces. The reason I'm doing this is because in the last video, I had to bend the entire base to fit around my forearm. And what happens when you bend multiple layers of cardboard that are glued together at once? They become uneven. And trying to make space for the magazine after that is literally a struggle. That's exactly why I split the layers in separate pieces. I could then glue them back together and carve out some space for this layer. This way I can bend the base again without compromising the space for the magazines. And it's also way easier than trying to do this. Like, ugly. And just like that, it now fits the curve of basically everybody's arm, while the cartridge cutouts are already made cleanly. I do want to mention one thing though. When you cut out layer 1, make sure to harden it with super glue, because at this thickness or at this thinness, it will break very easily. With that taken care of, I basically followed the same process to make the shooting mechanism too. The chamber was made from paper while the holder was made from cardboard, which works the same way as the aluminum one I used last time. I also attached 2 strings to the end of the spring before putting it inside the chamber. Then I close it off with a fitting piece, basically making sure it does not break. And this hole is where the web will eventually go through. The bullet was made using the same technique too. I simply rolled some paper around the stick and made a groove for the holder to sit in. Moving on to the magazines. This is where the battery will slide in. I made it from the piece of cardboard that I used for the base, and I covered it with a thin layer of cardboard paper. On the other side, I used some paper tape to make sure I didn't accidentally glue it the wrong way. I also made this cartridge which will hold the battery connector and the button. And to make everything accessible, to attach everything, I made the cover magnetically removable. How cool is that, huh? How freaking cool is that? Let's go. And this is the last mag. But before I make them magnetically attachable like this, you can actually get the exact brand new day Webshooter template I'm using right now. You don't even need to draw a single line yourself. It's completely printable and it has everything you need to build your own. And why should you trust my template specifically? Well, I've been building stuff for more than 10 years, and for 2 years I've been building stuff on this exact channel, and plus 60 people have already used my template and I never had any complaints. And will it actually work, you may ask? I mean, why shouldn't it work? I'm literally using the exact same template to make this web shooter you are watching right now. So scan the QR codes here somewhere or click the link in the description and back to the build. So to do that, I made an X into the center of each magazine area and marked the exact position where the magnets would go. Then I carved out holes with a sharp blade. I made them deep enough to fit 2 magnets. I glued one magnet into the base, let the other magnet stick to it, added some glue, and placed the magazine directly on top of it. That way the magnets will automatically end up in the right exact position. With all the magazines finished, I could finally move on to attaching the string to the holder. By wrapping a rubber band around the barrel, the mechanism can move much more smoothly. But is this cardboard holder actually strong enough? Well, I think the answer speaks for itself. it shoots perfectly fine. Once I was happy with that, I glued the entire mechanism onto the base. I also added these metal pieces, which I will explain in a moment, along with these walls for some extra detail. The project was finally starting to look like an actual web shooter. In the last web shooter video, I used the wrong color of silver paint, which turned out to be like this. But this time I bought chrome silver spray paint, and just look how much better it looks now. It's nearly identical to the original one. I still have 9 days left until upload, which is 28th of July, exactly one day before the film actually releases. So let's finish it fast. Before I could finally install the motor, I had to make a roller which will wrap the web around. With the motor in my hands, I spent a ridiculous amount of time joining everything together and putting the entire electric mechanism in place. I made this hole beforehand so I could feed the wires through, and now let's connect the final wire, attach the battery, and see if everything actually works. And yes, it is actually working, my friends. As you can already see and hear, it works. I glued the motor into the base and painted the roller so it looks good. Then I grabbed around 5 meters of string and fed it through the hole I mentioned earlier, which the web will go through. I glued one side of the string to the roller and the other end to the bullet. Then I connected the battery, and now with the name of Allah, and it did not work as I expected. I was so disappointed at this point, and honestly I kinda knew that this was coming. It was already nighttime, so I decided to try again in the morning. Now it's next morning and I'm gonna try to make it work again. Let's hope it really works. Literally the same exact result again. At least the motor didn't snap off this time because I glued it properly. I spent the remaining days on making the script, doing the voiceover, photo shooting for the thumbnail, and editing the video. As I am kind of the guy, I tried it multiple times, again and again, and I failed every single time. I came really close, but not over the top of the hill. I may try it again in the future to make it work. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and why not? And share your ideas in the comments of how I can improve that. You can still grab the template in the description because you can also make it without the motor, and it has everything you need to make it work without the motor. Here is also a great video you wanna watch, so go click it.